Jack, new pyjamas campaign, you're our new ambassador. What do you think of it all?
I think it's great. And the Sick Kids has been an institution here in Edinburgh for what, about 150 years?
That's right.
And it's it's made a huge difference to so many kids' lives over that time. And getting a brand new hospital is going to be really special for Scotland, and very, very special for all the children over the years that will benefit from that.
When was the last time you were there on a personal basis as opposed to more a professional one?
Well, the last time I was there as a private visitor would be, I think, spring of 2003. My nephew Michael had been run over by a school bus, and some great emergency work done at St John's Hospital in Livingston had initially saved his life, but he was put back together again at the Sick Kids Hospital, and he today he's a healthy young lad. At that time he would be maybe about 13, 14. So, today he'll be around about 20, and he plays football. He's back on his feet. He's fit as a fiddle, and the Sick Kids just saved his life and made his whole life have the potential it had before again. And that was a really special, a very emotional visit at the time.
Yes, yeah.
But a very, very special memory for our family that such a difference could be made in what seemed at the time to be almost hopeless circumstances.
And there's a lot of families across Scotland have had similar experiences. That not always emergency situations, obviously, but there's a lot of children go through Sick Kids every year.
I think when you're involved in an incident like that, and you go and visit somebody in particular that's very close to you, you don't really realise the scale of what's going on. And it was only afterwards that I found out that 100,000 kids are helped in that way by the Sick Kids every year. Now that's a phenomenal number. I would never have suspected it was that high.
It's a staggering
It's
amount,
a staggering
isn't
number,
it?
and it just shows how important the hospital is, how important a new 21st century facility is going to be.
And it's important as well in our heritage for Scotland, because Scotland's produced a lot of the real leaders in medicine across the years, hasn't it?
Well, we're standing here in Edinburgh, and if there's a home for medicine, it's the city of Edinburgh and Scotland as a whole. And I think that it's absolutely fitting that although the Sick Kids has been part of Scotland leading the global medical community for so long, in the 21st century we have a hospital here, like some of the other facilities we have, like the Beatson Centre in Glasgow, like the Edinburgh Royal Infirmary and its connection with Edinburgh University and so on. Here, having a Sick Kids hospital that is fit for the 21st century and again can help lead the world in medical advances, I think is going to be a very, very special treasure that Scotland can enjoy for this century and perhaps for longer.
And you're kind of leading the way for that on the international side of things for us, aren't you? How can people get involved with that?
Well, I think we all hope that this campaign, as it already has, is going to get great support from the city, from Scotland as a country, because so many of the youngsters that are helped in the hospital come from all over Scotland. You never know, wherever you live in Scotland, when you're going to need the Sick Kids hospital. But I think internationally we should take some pride in the fact that we have this facility, that it was one of the first in the world to be specially designed to deal with youngsters either in emergency situations or with specific conditions. And again, I think there should be some pride internationally that there's an opportunity to lead the world again. And I hope that there are going to be international supporters out there who will look back with pride on their heritage here in Scotland and decide to support this campaign, support the fundraising effort, and make sure that this happens.
So, as the international Teddy for the new pyjamas campaign, what's your message to everyone out there?
Well, I would hope, first of all, here in Scotland, that everybody recognises how important this is. You never know when you're going to need it, for your own kids, for relatives, for friends, for neighbours, for your grandchildren. You may happen to me at some stage.
Not yet.
Then you never know when you're going to need this hospital, so make sure you support it. But internationally, I would say to have some pride in the contribution that Scotland has made to medicine for these hundreds of years now, have some pride in what's been achieved in the Sick Kids Hospital over the last 150 years, but also be part of something that's going to be very special for the next 100 years. And if you can, make a contribution, give it some support, spread the word, tell your friends, and at some point when you're back in Edinburgh you get a chance to visit it.
Thanks very much.